So, Matt, have you been to the Great Australian Bight?
I have indeed.
Have you surfed there?
Indeed.
Cool. Whereabouts?
I've surfed everywhere in Australia, in the lower end of Australia. And I guess the waves that form in and around the Bight and everything that is related to that passes through the Bight.
And did you know that the Great Australian Bight is home to a beautiful marine biodiversity? Actually, in fact, 85% of the marine life in the Great Australian Bight exists nowhere else on Earth. It is a very special place that we need to protect. Did you hear about the campaign maybe 5 years ago, Fight for the Bight?
I did, and I did a paddle out for it as well.
So you know that surfers from across Australia all stood together and said, we don't want oil in our backyard. And we won. Equinor pulled out of the Bight, and unfortunately, the leader of the Nationals Party just announced the intention to push to drill for oil in the Great Australian Bight again. How do you feel about this?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not surprised given what's happening in the Middle East and all the information that were being spread left, right and center. So sadly, it doesn't surprise me. But as surfers, we are resilient and we are used to change and adaptation. So we're going to have to do something about it. What can we do?
So at Surfers for Climate and the Great Australian Bight Alliance, we are calling for UNESCO World Heritage status of the Bight and the Nullarbor, which will hopefully stop this from happening. Tell me, as a surfer, why is it important to protect the ocean for you?
Well, it's a place for us to recharge and reset. It's a place where it's our meditation. There's so many different purposes as a surfer that we lean into the ocean for. And that attraction to the natural environment is number one. It's something that we can't get on land. As a surfer, we like moving, rolling waves that are generated from tens of thousands of kilometers away. So whether you live on the East Coast or you live along the bottom of Australia, I guess our swells are generated down there. So we're all affected one way or another.
Absolutely. And if there was an oil spill in the Bight, there's spill mapping that would show that the oil would go from the east coast to the west coast of Australia.
Big oil in the Bight isn't the answer to the oil crisis.